feature presentation.
This is Ed McMahon. And now, here's Andrew.
Andrew Z. I love that Andrew Z. I said Andrew Z. In the morning, it's time to wake up. Andrew Z. In the morning, yeah. Come on. Come on.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, in the year of our Lord. We got a busy show for you today. Demetrius, Nicodemus. We got Eastside, Southside, Gina. Chris Tiefel in the house. Raising the roof in his one-bedroom, sad, lonely apartment.
Hey.
And
Studio.
Ashley B.
Hey!
Let's do this.
Andrew Z. In the morning.
Morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Sounds like it.
The day's only 30 minutes old, so I
Yeah.
don't know yet. It's like a
It's that-
baby day.
I do not understand how you people can just wake up minutes before you have to do something.
What do you mean?
I agree, Chris.
It confuses me. I wake up at 5 a.m. I have time to wake up, have my caffeine, take a shower, all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
I've watched an episode of a show. I'm unwound. I'm here. I'm ready to go. You guys are like, oh, I still need coffee.
I'm
What? I'm the same as you, Tiefel.
interested. I'm interested to hear, Tiefel. What TV show do you watch in the morning? Like, you throw an episode on. What is it? What do you throw on?
It varies. This
America's
morning.
Most Wanted.
And make sure I'm not on there.
Gotta check, make sure they haven't solved it yet. No, it varies.
This morning, what did you watch?
BoJack Horseman.
What?
BoJack Horseman.
What is that?
It's a
It's a
cartoon.
show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I've never
An
heard
adult cartoon.
Yes,
It's not for children.
Absolutely correct. And you know what, Chris, and I'll tell you, you and I start our day amazingly similarly. like I wake up, but mine is Japanese anime. And I have like 2-3 cups of coffee. I watch a little Fairy Wars, or I'm into right now Bleach.
My kids are too.
Ingesting it?
And no, because I don't have the COVID, and so I want to leave that for the people who really need it.
Good point. Good.
But
You're good for that.
I would really like to know, out of all these mass workplace shooters, what time in the morning do they usually wake up?
I don't think they sleep.
Because they strike me as the type of person who rolls out of bed 5 minutes before because they hate it so much, and then they get fired, and then they're like, okay, now I got to get up early.
Why do you think that? What makes you say that?
Because honestly, I think you need time to mentally prepare yourself for what you're going through or what you're about to go through in the day. And if you wake up 15 minutes before you got to go to work, you're not all there yet.
If you watch these shows, though, a lot of these people, when they're being interrogated, will say I haven't slept in days, or I don't think they.
No, I'm not
sleep.
talking about when that happens. I'm talking about in general. What kind of morning person are you?
They're probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, those I think most killers like that, they're insomniacs. They stay up all night, they're angry because they can't sleep. Because you know what? Luckily I don't have that problem of sleeping, but I know people that do, and it's rough on them. Not being able to sleep is one of the worst.
I've had a couple of times where I haven't been able to sleep, and if that's what shooters go through, then I understand.
Because at some point you start. I think there's a comedian, but you start.
Some views on this show are not all endorsed by
some. But I think a comedian did it. But you start doing the morning math, and that really screws you up. Is oh shit, it's okay. Now it's midnight. I've been sitting here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Now I've got 5.5 hours sleep left. And then it really starts to get in your head. And then it's all downhill from there.
My brain doesn't operate before 9 p.m. Like I go through the entire day in a fog, and then at nighttime is the only time that my brain it works. So at night, like last night I couldn't sleep, so I did a bunch of like show prep stuff, and like I got my coffee ready to go for in the morning because I knew that I wasn't going to get out of bed until 6 o'clock. So I had my clothes laid. Like I just did everything so that I could just get out of bed, roll down, start the coffee pot, get going, and just push a button to log on to the show.
She's one of the few people that actually use that time productively.
Yeah. I have to because I go insane if I didn't.
Most people are watching shitty television or on their Facebook or social media or whatever. They're just doing absolutely nothing. With
Gina over here solving geopolitical problems.
My organization level would drive you guys crazy, like insane. Like I have my Christmas shopping's almost done. I have my Christmas list of everything I have in a Excel file. Like by who, if it's wrapped, whether it's ordered, where it's ordered from, how much it costs. Like that's in a spreadsheet.
Make us feel better. Have you ever left a kid at the store?
No, I've never done that.
I have accidentally.
I have forgot I had my kid in the car before. I've done that.
Oh, I've done that
twice.
Yeah, I've done it because you don't. Because you don't. I've done that when
I have. This exact same thing with like Kara and I look at each other, and when we hear these stories of people who leave their children in like baking cars, how?
So
how
I'll tell you.
Real quick, I used to be like you, D, until it happened to me.
I have 10 nieces and nephews. Those MRFers are loud.
Like that commercial that they play in Lucas County where they're like, put something important in the back seat. Right, like your fucking kid? like that important?
Well,
like, they want you to put your purse back there or your cell phone so you don't forget you put a baby in the car.
So mine was the worst time that I would have probably left her in a baking car was when
the worst time.
It was pretty bad. So I worked on a Saturday, which I normally didn't do, and she normally went on Saturdays when I did work. She did usually stay home with my mom, but my mom couldn't take her that day, so I had to take her to a babysitter. So it's morning, and I'm in morning fog, and I'm driving to work, and I usually don't have to drop her off. So she's sleeping in the back seat, and I got almost to work, and she woke up. If she didn't wake up, I would have went to work, got out of my car, went into work, and not thought about it till like lunchtime. Like, oh, fuck the baby.
Yeah.
And so I absolutely would have. So when I hear those things and I see people judging parenting, I'm a good mom. Like I'm a really good mother. And I forgot my kid in the car.
And this is why you need to wake up 2 hours early every day.
People that wake up 5 minutes before they have to leave, those are the people leaving their kids in the car.
But for me, usually like Colleen would have, I remember at this point, because it's changed for us, but at this point, Colleen would have the baby most of the time. So I took the baby because she was doing something that the baby couldn't be there, and the baby fell asleep. And I swear to God, I got out of the car, went to the gas station, forgot the baby was back there, came back out, and oh shit, the baby's back.
Oh yeah, well that doesn't count. You went into the gas station. We're talking about like leaving the kid in the car.
Well, but if I would have, but if I was going,
had he gone to it someplace else, he would have totally left that kid in the car. Absolutely. It was just fortunate for the baby that he was just getting snacks.
I mean, it's Andrew. That's the odds are good.
Yeah, the odds are going to be. I'm always getting snacks.
I'm sorry. I mean, I understand like what your reasoning is and how you say that can happen to you.
Yes.
I still cannot wrap my mind around leaving a child in the car and then looking somebody in the face and saying, "Oops."
I forgot. Ashley's been awfully quiet during all of this.
I've never done it, but But so
And
like
you've had how many opportunities?
yeah. Well, but I do have a large amount of empathy for people who it's not their normal routine. I can see how it happens, but it's never happened to me, thank God.
I remember when I was a kid, and I told you guys about this. We went on one camping type trip as a family as a kid, and it was we rented a motorhome, and that's where we went and saw the guy wrestle the giant octopus. But on that same trip, by the way, that trip was very vacation like, because my grandma had a heart attack on the RV, and we ended up having to leave her at the hospital and continuing on with the trip, and she ended up flying home.
Oh my gosh!
She
So your
didn't die.
grandmother has a heart attack.
It was mild.
In your presence. In your presence.
It was mild.
And then you just like push her out the door, Pulp Fiction style, on your way to camping.
Do you know what? You know what that is, Chris? Chris, you know what that is? That is tickets to Disney.
You know when
they're already paid for.
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of tragedy happened. We can't get $6,000 back.
I mean, when you say it like that, it sounds bad. But come on,
It is.
Well, because it is bad.
No way to say it. You abandoned your grandmother to go sleep on the ground.
we didn't just toss her out at the emergency room door and keep going. I mean, we spent some time there. She was okay. She didn't feel up to staying on the trip, so she flew home.
How did anyone feel up to staying?
Chris, can I ask a question? Did your grandma go, "No, I would feel better if you guys just carried on without me"? Is
Guilt.
that what she said?
That was guilt.
And then she was expecting you guys to say, "No, Grandma, you had a heart attack. I think we're not going to vacation." And then all she saw was curtains ruffle and a door shut, and she was like, "Shit."
They're really leaving.
Okay, we're gonna go get something from the cafeteria. We'll be right back.
And then all you hear pitter pattering feet, like.
And then the argument later would definitely be, well, you guys left me at the hospital. You said we could. We're not mind readers. I could totally hear the whole conversation. This whole thing play out.
We really didn't think we were going to have another conversation with you, Grandma. We're kind of upset that you pulled through.
She finds a notebook with the funeral plans in it on the motorhome.
Okay, so anyway, on that trip, which was, like I said, very vacation like, we scraped the RV roof. I remember my stepdad scraped the RV roof, pulling into I think we only stayed on the stupid thing like twice because it was so uncomfortable. We ended up getting hotels, so we bought this stupid RV to rent to go on this trip, and then ended up staying in hotels. But the point of the story was we went to get gas, and I had 3 stepbrothers at the time. And once we pulled out of the gas station, I had one stepbrother because we left the twins at the gas.
Oh my God!
At least you kept them together.
And this was before cell phones, because we were 5 minutes down the road, and everyone said, "Hey, where's Taj and Mick?" And we're like, "Oh shit!" We turn back around, and they're sitting there crying at the gas station.
Aww.
And that's it. Like, and see,
teach them.
This is where you go, like, okay, so what did you children do that would make you think that your parents would just drive away from you? How have you behaved in the past?
They were horrible.
Where you both sat and went like this, if they get a chance, they will drive away and leave us.
So by my count on this trip, you pushed Granny out at the hospital and continued on, and then abandoned your brothers at a gas station. Like, what other horrible things did your family accomplish on this vacation?
It
seems like an M. Night Shyamalan movie where you were like some creepy mastermind just trying to whittle down your family again to where it's just you and your mom.
Well,
it's National Lampoon's Family Vacation, Andrew Z style. Totally.
I know, it was. It really was. And that's the last time we ever did any type of RV or camp.
I bet.
Never done it since. All right. Let's see. Connie Haley says, "Good morning, Connie." Georgia Tiefel says her Christmas shopping is done. Gina.
What'd you get?
Sherry says, "What'd you get your brother?" Sherry says, "I wake up at 5:30, out the door at 6 with a 2-year-old." Sherry also said it's very stressful when you have kids, so you can say you can forget them. And then she said, the way kids act, I wish I could leave them at the store. I was talking to somebody yesterday, as a matter of fact, when we talk about kids right now, they were watching a Leave It to Beaver episode we were talking about. And if you remember the Leave It to Beaver show, it's like from the 50s or I don't know, 50s, something like that. And
back when racism had a nice soundtrack.
But it was the kids there. They would like, hey, may I get up? They would actually eat the food. They would eat dinner together.
That's how you knew it was unrealistic.
What happened to kids back then? It was like that though. What happened to kids that they think they can do whatever the fuck they want? They don't even sit at the table anymore. They can,
because you know what, Andrew?
What?
Andrew, it's because we were those kids back in the day. We were those kids who weren't allowed to get up and walk away from a plate of food that we didn't like.
Right.
We had to sit at the table. And then when we grew up and became parents, we were like, we're not going to treat our kids like that. We're going to give them choices, and we're going to sit them down and listen to what they have to
that's
say.
Where you screwed up.
And then everybody's got a valid opinion. I got to listen to what my 5-year-old feels about. He's gonna get a kindergarten counselor, because because he can't wrap his mind around being in school for 8 hours. So you know what he needs? He needs somebody to tell him that it's okay and this is life and this is how it is, and you need to just hug through it.
Well, but see, back in the day, were we more put together, or were we just hiding it? We were just
Hey, Andrew, I got a question for you. You're complaining about your kids not eating at the table, but I question how they're supposed to do that when you have it filled with all that equipment.
Well, this isn't the kitchen area, but
it's literally your dining room.
Misty Marie says, I always made us sit at the table.
Room made for dining.
Just talk to my kids and see how their day was. And the kids don't want, like, they fight you on everything. Sometimes it's just easier, just like, all right, just take your plate, just go, or just, whatever.
We don't have the intestinal fortitude to win these battles anymore. There are very few parents who will sit down and ride this wave. I know there are times I've reached my limit and he has beaten me. There is like literally, and he looks me in the face and he goes, and I know, because like some days I just don't have it in me.
Right.
But
I know.
Like our parents grew up during like wars and shit like that, and depressions and things. And so when they're like, oh, you want to fight? We can fight. This is going to be fun.
Well, because they know you're not going to hit them, so they will just. It's a battle of wits, a battle of wills, and you just don't feel like for instance, our baby Josie, who's 2.5 now. All of a sudden, Josie made her way into our room on our bed. Now that's never happened before, and because Colleen, who puts her to bed usually, because she said, "Mama, put me bed." Colleen put her to bed. She was not up to the task. Like as soon as the baby starts crying, then the baby ends up in our bed, and the baby knows she's not doing that shit with me, because you're gonna sit in your room until you fall asleep, and whether you're crying or not, I don't care.
I can tell you
a ton of equipment you have to take off before you can get out of bed and go get your child.
I can tell you the reason now. I think it's different now than the Leave It to Beaver days. Is that my mom growing up, my mom didn't work until I was in like 6th grade. So we didn't need a 2-income household back then, and we do now. So like with the girl's dad and I, we both work. We're both tired. So no, we have to pick our battles. I don't give a shit about their bedrooms. Like I don't allow food in bedrooms. Like there's no food, dishes, none of that allowed in there. So I don't care what their bedroom looks like. If I'll shut the doors before people come over. I don't fight that. Like my mom and dad used to be like, clean your room. I don't fight that fight. I leave it. That's their area. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. Don't expect me to come into your room to tell you it's dinner time. Don't expect me to walk in there for any reason if your room's a mess, because I'm not tripping over anything. But I think it's just a pick your battles thing. Like we do sit down and eat dinner. We do a lot of the things that you're saying. And I don't hit my kids. I've never had to hit my kids, but I can't fight every fight.
You don't even have to do it once. You just have to make them think you will.
Yeah, that's it right there. That is the honest God key. They think I will whoop their asses. Like they're sleeping right now, so I can say this confidently. I don't hit my kids. I probably wouldn't hit my kids, but I look like I'll hit. Like I just flinch at them.
She's got Bella in the hall. She's got Bella in the hallway, back all up against the wall, listening right now. She's like, so she won't hit us. I gotta tell the others.
She's sending group texts. The bitch has finally come off the truth.
Speaking of kids, Tiefel, you're going to be watching your nephew tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I got roped into that one.
For your sister?
Yeah, I haven't watched him in a while. Last time I watched him, he was potty training. And that's whenever I had a 2-hour battle of wills with him to take one bite of hamburger helper, and I won that battle. And I consider it my greatest victory.
Well, here's the thing: you win it because you only have to do it once a month.
Right.
It's easy to hold.
I used to watch him. I used to watch him a lot regularly back then.
You're not worn down by every single minute of being with him.
But yeah, I gotta watch him tomorrow, and I got like no ideas of what to do. We're in COVID time, and so now I've got to here, let's watch movies for 8 hours.
I mean, they're okay with that.
Yeah, I know.
They'll watch the same freaking episode of Ladybug and Cat Noir 50 times. They don't care.
No, my
We're watching
nephew,
that right now.
See, the thing I'm not looking forward to is the documentary style tales of every YouTube video he has watched in the last 6 weeks.
It's the worst.
And then you're taking him home with the next. It's an overnight trip. You're taking him home the next morning.
Yeah. So my sister waits until last night to text me, "Hey, don't bring him back till noon."
Yeah,
don't bring him back till noon. And really, this is supposed to be for her birthday. So her and her husband can have some alone time. They're gonna cook some steaks and everything like that. And I just told her, I said, you know what?
You can watch another kid in 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like noon. That's a little late. Look, there's only so much effort I'm willing to put in to get my sister laid. All right. And noon is not part of it.
That sounds like a marathon session. Jeez.
Georgia just commented, "Woohoo! I'm gonna get laid."
I am okay to be part of the support system to an extent.
Go ahead, Demetrius.
It's just I just love it when I see women like post things like "woohoo, gonna get laid." Stop! You're the only really thing you had to do was get rid of the witness. That was all you had to do. Everything else you could just whisper into that boy's ear, like, "Hey," and he'd rush home from work in the middle of a shift.
So you got to keep it. I'm the same way. If I get an opportunity, because Josie, we have her full time. If there's an opportunity to,
yeah, we all have our kids full time. So
I have 5 full time. So
I know.
Yeah. Well, Andrew only has one kid full time, and the other ones are just whenever he works around a shift.
Well, the other ones are quarantined. My 2 are quarantining at their mother's house right now. So, and then the other 2, Colleen's 2, are quarantining at their dad's house because they quarantined at our house last time. So we're just kind of, as it's getting bad. I mean, it's getting real bad. That they're just we're not jumping household to household. So, but we always have Josie. But my point was that if anyone asked to watch, we always hope that it's going to be later in the morning. So because she's up at 6 a.m. and jumping on the bed and doing all that, we're hoping, maybe they'll just keep her to 9 or 10 so we can just not have to deal with the baby in the morning. And because she was up and she wants her cartoons on and she wants her breakfast and she wants everything and she's running around the house. So I get what George is like, hey, just give me till noon. Give me a morning where I don't have to deal with a kid.
She said she just wants to pee and shower in peace and quiet, and I feel that in my soul. I really do.
Dude, I don't even shut the door anymore.
Me either.
I don't need. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be number 2 and it drives Kara crazy. But I'm like, look, it's either this or I have SWAT kicking my door because that's what he does. He acts like he's SWAT, and then
it's
now I gotta.
Stage, it's like acceptance because I do the same thing, and then when we have people over, it's like, oh God, I gotta remember to shut the door. It's horrible.
All right, so a couple things. you guys, hey, if you're watching the show, tell a friend, please. Share the show on your page. Do a little share. Say, hey, watch this. It's a good show. We appreciate that. Like, comment, hit some hearts. Hit some hearts if you like the show. That helps as well. Just interaction really helps us. With getting the analytics up. So if you can help us with that, we appreciate it. We're on every Monday.
The last show.
No, yeah. If you don't do it, we're not coming down.
You have to do it like the YouTuber. You got to be like all in their face, like smash the like button now. Like they get all crazy. Like if you don't smash that like button, the whole world's gonna blow up. Like they act insane when they do that. You have to get that down. We have to start doing that.
I know. I thought we were all adults. Like those YouTubers, they really are broadcasting to the lowest common denominator, and that's why these shows are so stupid. So I was hoping that I could.
We're so highbrow.
Well, I was hoping that I could. We're all adults, so I could just reason with you. Hey,
my pinky's out, and I want to talk about caviar.
Just share the fucking show and hit the fucking like button. It's not that fucking hard, okay?
I don't know that was the right way to go.
That was a lot of FCC violations.
Okay, thank you for your honesty.
We're like, okay, I'm gonna go now,
and I'm out. No.
What I do?
I really, Andrew, I want to kind of get back to like where your kids are like sequestered, because I want to give a shout out to like both of your guys as custody people for foreseeing that every other pandemic you guys would split custody. Like you have them one pandemic, the next pandemic they get them. That's pretty dope.
The next pandemic, Andrew's checking himself into the hospital if he's got all the kids. I know I'm about to.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and we haven't talked about it in a couple days, but I mean, they're up to 20. They're up to within the next couple weeks. We're going to be up to a 9/11 of Americans dying every day. That's that's where we're at. I mean,
what are you talking about? This is a hoax.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, it's a hoax.
It's a hoax.
I apologize.
You know why?
I know. Right now, people that we're just kind of people that have it right this minute. I know about 25 people that have COVID right now. And I didn't know. I mean, that's more than I've known collectively throughout the entire pandemic.
I just had my first friend
died.
Yeah.
Wait, Demetrius and Tiefel had a friend die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And it's infuriating when I hear people compare it to the flu, or then they say, it's not real because you're not hearing anything from China. And how did they recover without a vaccine? And dude, I am literally culling my Facebook page right now with the idiocy that I am hearing coming, like just being propagated. And that's all I'm going to say. I want to get back to happier things.
Yes, sir. I'm with you on that one. Hey, did you see that Ohio is becoming a testing ground they're opening a new autonomous vehicle testing site? It's going to be the Transportation Research Center near Columbus, and it's going to allow the company to work on motion control testing, heavy-duty truck testing, and testing in various weather conditions. Basically, it's going to be the car's going to drive itself. We're there. I mean, we're just about there. I don't know how we got to autonomous vehicles before we got to flying vehicles, because I've been hearing about those forever. And
Andrew,
the Jetsons.
The argument is this: you've seen the traffic jams that you get on 475. Right. Do you really think it'd be any different if you were, 100 feet off the ground? Do you really want the guy? Do you really want the guy who's driving his car into a pole to be in the air?
Dude, I just think it's going to be a lot easier to catch DUIs. Like if you pull over at one of those spots, you're going to die. Like if you're flying a car, you get out to walk a line. They're like, he was obviously drunk. He shouldn't have stopped his plane.
I'm excited for autonomy. You know how much you can get done if the car is driving itself. If you're like, hey, I need to go to the airport, or I need to go to wherever, and you have 20 or 25 minutes, you can do shit in your car. You don't have to worry about being on a steering wheel and worrying about why are you guys shaking your head, Ashley Demetrius? What? Go ahead.
No, I think it's horrible, and it's actually terrifying because our new van we got, it has like a smart cruise, so that's kind of already almost there for me. And Donnie loves it, and it scares the shit out of me. I'm like,
awesome.
what? Why are you doing this? What? Like, it just causes so much anxiety in me. Like, just watching him, I would never utilize it myself.
To be fair, Ashley, everything causes anxiety in you. I mean,
well, maybe. But I mean, like the things that are actually like, that's like, well, first of all, because he's not really paying attention. He's like, well, the car's going to do it for me. I'm like, no, how do you know that? Like, why would you trust like a giant piece of metal to do what it's supposed to do? I don't know. It's just, it's not for me. I'm like,
there's some plastic in there too.
Yeah.
Have we learned nothing from Wally?
yeah.
Have we learned nothing from Wally? Like, people can't write in cursive now. You know, they have to bring this stuff back up, and people are like, well, why do we need to learn cursive? You know what? There's some things to be said for being able to do stuff. You know, eventually, if you're going to go to autonomous cars, people down the line are going to be like, I don't know if the thing breaks down. How do I get it home? What happens then? You know, I don't have the ability to drive this thing. You know, there's some things that you just need to learn and know how to do. I wasn't allowed to get a driver's license until I could drive a stick shift.
Me too. My first car was a stick, and they're like, you gotta learn how to drive on it, or the car's gonna sit here.
My mom said, if you can drive a stick, you can drive anything.
That is true.
I think that's true. And also you can multitask better, because I know how to drive because I used to drive a stick, smoke a cigarette, and like have my pop or my food in the car. Like I can do all those things while driving. So now I drive an automatic, and I'm great. Like it's really good.
Like how busy are people? Like how much shit do you need to get done in a day?
I'm with Andrew.
Who are
on that.
you guys?
Yeah. No, that's true. I can answer texts. I can answer emails. Well, we're business owners. That's number one.
That is not safe, you guys. That is very unsafe, and I do not like that.
if we were driving, I'm saying if we had auto cars, not like now. I can't do it. But now, if I could just put my car on autopilot and the address in and go, I could be answering my emails, texts, calling people.
Yeah. Is there a kidney on the way that you're going to have to put in somebody? Is that why you need to answer that marketing tech email so quickly?
Okay. There are only two things that are going to happen inside of autonomous cars. You think, oh, I'm going to get all this work done on the way to my destination. No, there are only two things that are going to happen: napping and sex. That is it.
Really?
I mean, Roadhead is happening anyway. At least make it safer.
Where?
Oh.
Where?
Where? Yeah.
Is it on the 75 corridor?
Yes, please give me coordinates. Is it the 475-75 split?
Yeah, is there an exit that says it? Roadhead.
I'm going there.
Exit 69.
Roadhead isn't safe anywhere in Toledo. Have you seen the amount of potholes we have?
It's so true.
First of all, that just means ladies don't have to put as much work into it. All you gotta do is keep your head steady. I'll hit all the holes.
You don't even have to move up and down.
You don't gotta move. I will take the beating on my transmission and suspension if you just stay still.
He hits every pothole in the road on purpose.
She's like, he does most of the work. I can't be mad at him.
Oh my God, dude, this is so good. Ashley, what's the matter?
She's
Can't
like
relate.
A genius.
She's a proper lady. It doesn't want to discuss such things.
You guys are so funny. I think it's so funny how proper and polite you guys think I am, because
I know, because I've heard Ashley say some things at a comedy show that still stick in my head to this day.
It's just too early in the morning for improperness. So
okay, gotcha.
Wait 12 hours. No.
Yeah, we need to pre-record this show now. I want to hear Ashley get nasty.
First of all, you saying you want to hear her get nasty is just weird.
Creepy.
Verbally nasty.
Yeah. I see her get nasty all the time.
Don't
around midnight when I'm peering through her curtains.
Oh God. Okay.
Well, thank you, Demetrius, for being the one to say it.
I was gonna say that was the most Tiefel thing I've ever heard Demetrius say.
So Ashley posted or was commenting on something on Facebook about how it's hard. What's it harder to say? And what was that, Ashley? I want to find that.
Oh, let me see. Oh, here it is. What's the hardest for you to say? I love you. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I need help. I appreciate you. Or Worcestershire sauce. I don't know how to say that one.
I guess we know her answer.
Yes.
No, surprisingly, that's not my answer, but Worcestershire. There you go.
Yes.
Obviously, that's the answer.
So,
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Oh, Worcestershire. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. So I was wondering if everyone here, because everyone here seems like it'd be hard for you to apologize. Is there anyone here that's hard to apologize?
Not at all.
It's hard to apologize to certain people.
Oh, really? Like who?
Like people that I know I'm better than.
Which is no one.
Okay.
So it's not hard for you to apologize.
Okay. Just because I know it in my head doesn't mean it's true. All right.
Uh-huh.
No, seriously. No, that could be a hard thing to do, to apologize. You got to humble yourself. You got to.
I know.
I've been married too long. It's almost reflexive. Like,
no matter what.
I apologize to women I'm not even married to, and just like I walk by them, I'm like, I'm sorry, and and they're like, for what? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. I got apologetic Tourette's. I don't know.
Kara's trained you well. It's funny because Colleen, whenever we get in a fight, Colleen usually ends up apologizing because I know that it kills her for us to be in a fight. Like it drives her insane. So I know that she's going to apologize. So it makes me not apologize because I know she's going to apologize eventually.
Okay,
so,
that's toxic.
Yeah, very, very.
Somebody start playing Britney Spears toxic.
Well, except for the fact that I'm never wrong either. So that you put.
Oh, well, I mean, you say you're good at singing, and you're wrong about that. So that proves you're wrong.
Don't say that because he'll start singing. You guys got to learn how to work him. You can't sing.
Oh, God.
The dawn.
So I would say that the hardest for me to say.
Oh my God, Ashley, keep talking.
I would say the hardest for me to say is I need help.
Yeah,
I agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Is there, I need help? See, that's a surprise. Okay, why I need help? Why, Ashley?
I don't really know. I think that it's just like a sign of weakness, which I know it's not, but it's just hard to like admit that I can't do it all.
Yeah,
Colleen is the same way. Like she will never admit she can't do something, and she will never ask for help. Like she's gonna figure out a way to do it, and she's not an ask for help person. Where me, I have no problem asking for help.
No problem, none.
I mean, you do it in a way that no shame.
I was wondering if it's like a woman thing because I feel like a lot of women I know. Well, I mean, men can have a hard time saying I need help too, but I feel like a lot of women might say that they don't want to ask for help.
Demetrius says you don't like asking for help, or how come?
No, because I have certain expectations of myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that too.
And it's generally, I feel that given an appropriate amount of time, and I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm wrong. Like it would behoove me, and it really takes me to be kind of self-aware to say this is probably one of those situations where I need to ask for help. But it's just, I'm like, I should be able to figure this out. I should be able to get this done. I have people who depend on me. I should be able to do this, because if I can't, then when I'm gone, or God forbid something, like who's going to do this for them? I need to get this done.
Your wife should teach a class, because she's really done a good job keep getting you in line.
It's a re-education camp. I got back from North Korea like 6 weeks ago.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah. There's a lot of like hard-headed husbands in North Korea who are like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get this shit together. I apologize.
What about you, Gina? You say it's hard to ask for help.
Yeah, I think part of it is like what Dee said. Like I have certain expectations of myself. Like why shouldn't I be able to do it all? Which is a really stupid thing to think, but we do it anyway. And the other thing too is that I have been let down a lot. Like if I let somebody else do it, like whatever, it seems like every time I let somebody else take over something, they fuck it up. And then I go clean it up. So it's easier for me to just do it myself than it is to go and then behind people and clean up their messes. So asking for help for me is like, man, I'd rather stress myself out to the point of being sick than have to go around behind people cleaning up messes and making myself crazy. Like not literal messes, but
instead, like the opportunity presents itself where you could just show that person the proper way to do it, and therefore they wouldn't be running through life.
I don't have time to teach the whole world. I don't have time to do that. Like I can't. I mean, this is just a silly example, just show related. Just I could teach Andrew how to do. I could teach somebody else how to do the background stuff, but it would. I'm afraid they'd screw it up, and I don't have time to teach them. That's a
control issue.
It is for sure. No, that's accurate. I'll give you that. And I am definitely kind of a control freak. Yeah, I do micromanage to. I mean, like I think that the amount of stuff I put into my grocery list is indicative of my control issues.
Wait, you make a list?
Oh, it's Chris. The amount of stuff I do is insane.
Am I the only one that goes to the grocery store without a list?
Well, that's how I own aisle 7 when I do that. I'm fat. I cannot go to the grocery store without a list because I'm like, we need everything.
Yeah, they say don't go hungry too much. My mom used to have when I was a kid. I remember she was so organized. She had a map of the store.
Yeah,
and then so she would compile her list on how she was going to walk the store.
Yes.
So everything was in order. So if she walked past the fruit aisle or the fruits and vegetables first, all those would be listed first. And then
me, I'm like a military strike. I know what I want. I grab my cart. I go in. I know where the stuff is. I grab it, put it in, and then those bastards rearrange the store.
Oh, the worst. The worst.
Kara goes to the grocery store like she's on her 3rd tour in Iraq. It is like she knows where every bomb IED is located. She knows where the produce is. She also knows where there's an ambush. So you stay away from those end caps because right now they got M&M peanuts on sale for buy 5 get for $5. So we're not getting those. You just stay away. That is a trap. Now
come on, let's go.
Like I'm not allowed to go to the grocery store by myself. I'm not. She goes, I'll go. I'm gonna go for a loaf of bread. I'll come back with $40 worth of stuff. Just stuff.
He's gonna come home. His wife's gonna be like, "Why does it smell like Kroger?"
You know what? Yeah. She's like, she goes like this. Everything in that bag smells like none of it was on sale. I don't use coupons. I don't look at prices.
Oh.
I just put shit in the cart and I roll.
Oh,
you shop like he's richer than he is.
That's how Donnie shops. And I actually like it because I always try to buy the cheapest and like least expensive thing, but he comes home with like everything in bulk. And I'm like, okay, well, this is nice, but it's like the most expensive to buy. Well, eventually down the line, he says it's not the most expensive.
He's right. He's right.
I know, but it still causes me anxiety because I have like a little.
I mean, you eat a little less sawdust than the rest of us. Be proud.
You talk about Costco. Bulk Costco is the worst. I swear to God, dude. I go in there, and it seems like I buy nothing that I need, and it's a $350 bill.
Because you go without a list. You cannot go without a list.
But
how do you make a Costco list though?
I know
you never know what they're gonna have.
Like you never know exactly what. Like no one ever puts on their list 75-inch television, diamond-studded earrings, winter coat, 10 pounds of lobster tail, and Zyrtec.
And 4 jars of olive pepperoncinis because they all come together, and you're like,
yeah,
like so good.
If you go to Costco and you shop like you're preparing for the society to end, that's what it is. Like, yeah, I really do need 7 pounds of mayo. That's going to last me because I don't know when I'll be able to find mayo again.
I know, and like you said, in the long run, it costs less probably per ounce. But shit, you spend so much money there that you weren't even expecting. And then, like, I'll even add it up in my head. I'm like, there's no way that the bill is that much. Like, I don't know. Every time, dude, it's a $200 or $300 bill at Costco. Well, and I still have a ton of shit I gotta buy. So it's not like $200 or $300 I get a grocery store and you've gotten everything you needed to get. You still have to go to a regular store and you've spent too much money at Costco. Yeah. It's so annoying. Yeah.
and it's literally you're a bulk store. Like, I bought a jacket, but you're a bulk store. I should have 5 more jackets. Why do I not have 5 more jackets? I'm just walking out with. I could get this at Walmart.
I know
this is not bulk. It's bulky.
I was gonna say it's a bulky jacket.
I went to Costco once and they had whole lambs hanging in the freezer section.
Dude, it's so funny. You say for Thanksgiving, they had a giant ham that was vacuum sealed in an aisle. Like, it wasn't even in a cooler. It was a giant. I swear to God, it was the size of my thigh. It was a giant. And I'm like,
for those that can't see his thighs, it's substantial.
Yes, that is a substantial ham.
His legs are tiny. He's built like a dum-dum, you guys. He's got tiny legs and a giant body. Looks like a blow pop.
Shut up.
Or the mayor of the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Gru, I'm telling you, he is Gru, dude. Aww. Instead of walking around with the I am Groot, he should just say I am Gru. Always.
But yeah, it was just a giant piece of ham like thing. I don't even know how you would cook it. I've never seen it. Mm-hmm. And Costco was like, I don't know, it was like $90, and it was just an aisle. Like, this doesn't even have
is it sitting in your cupboard now, waiting for you to figure out?
No, I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I built a smokehouse in the back and it is curing some more until I am ready to cut off pieces of fat back to my friends when Armageddon hits.
Oh, hey, here's a little secret for you guys, though. Costco legally can't stop you from using the pharmacy, even if you're not a member. So you can still go to Costco, get the benefit of browsing through Costco and the sample lines, and only use the pharmacy.
Oh, you don't have to have a membership?
Nope.
COVID, there are no more sample lines.
No.
Well,
just long, ridiculous lines.
But you can also still use their lunch counter as well. When you're in there. They don't ask for they don't ask for proof of membership to get a hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't have this Costco problem that you all seem to have. I don't because I don't browse. Who browses at a grocery store? Like, it's still a grocery store.
See, I don't. That's a fun thing to do.
I don't do that. I don't have time for that shit. I make my list. I go in, I get what I got to get, and I get out. I don't have time to stop and look around and browse and go, look at these pickles. I do. Georgia was saying that she does. She does all her price checking. I sit online while I'm working and I go back and forth between all the websites. But Andrew's rolling his eyes at me. I go back and forth between all the websites. I find the cheapest shit. I make 3 lists. I go to 4 different grocery stores. Thank God for pickup. It's my new favorite.
Gina, can I ask you a question? Do you think maybe if you just did your fucking job, you'd have more time to grocery shop?
What do you mean?
I'm back.
Like, if you weren't doing a million things at one time and just focused on one thing, you could free up a ton of time.
No.
Go ahead, Ashley.
I have a question. What do you do for fun? Because grocery shopping is what I do for fun.
That's mom fun.
Ashley just depressed me a little.
I mean, well, it's also COVID. Like,
COVID, I know.
I mean, what else do you do? Like, for real?
Yeah,
I guess I just never associate grocery shopping with fun, but maybe I can rethink this then, because you guys make it sound like it's fun, and I'm like, no, it's not fun.
Costco is fun. Costco is fun because
I do Costco shopping, and for me, my other problem is I don't like to spend money. So we did go grocery shopping and come home with a TV one time. That actually happened at Costco, but that's because I had Dubs with me. So. And he did that. Like, I went to the bathroom. Literally, this happened. I went to the bathroom and I came out and there was a TV in our cart. And I was like, wait a minute.
Well, I don't know how it got there, honey.
That can't be our cart.
That sounds like something Donnie would do. I know he's told you guys before about signing up for Direct TV when we already had perfectly fine cable. And I like, we departed and I was like, what did you do? Why would you even do that? But I mean, he's more fun to shop with because like, and this is why we used to go shopping together all the time, like just regular grocery shopping.
Same here.
But we can't anymore because if he says yes, I'm not going to tell him no. I'm just going to let him buy it. I assume we can afford it. So
focus.
We're the same way. We're the same way. Actually, I look forward to a trip to the grocery store with Colleen. It's time to just kind of hang out and browse the store. But we haven't done that in so long.
It's so expensive. That's why.
Oh, expensive. I know. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. But Costco is the browsing store. I love it because they're changing their shit out all the time. So, and it's stuff that you don't find everywhere else. So, I don't know. I don't know how you don't browse at Costco.
The Red Lobster biscuit mix.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this weekend. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna browse. Like I'm gonna make that my point. I'm gonna try to take a couple hours. How much time should I budget? Because I have to budget my time.
Oh my God,
you're budgeting. You're starting
the
off
fun
wrong.
out of it.
I have to.
You have already taken. I have browsing allocated between 11 and noon. That is when, and then at 12:01 is when I will get back to my real regimented life.
I mean, I have to do that. We have 5 kids. They're all
frolicking.
I have 5 kids in 3 different virtual schools that require monitoring because they're not going to do it on their own because they're kids and kids are assholes. So I have that. I'm the only one in my house that cooks. Dubs does a lot of things. Cooking is not one of them. So I have to do the meal planning, grocery store. I have to make, there's so much I do in a day and I run a business.
Yeah, real quick, breaking news, from the Blade, U.S. reported for the first time over 3,000 coronavirus deaths on Wednesday, 3,157. That's an all-time high for the pandemic, and that's like right in that 9/11 range that I was just talking about at the beginning of the show. And here it is.
So what I'm hearing is job openings.
Demetrius, no.
Oh
no! Too soon.
No. Too soon. Too
yes.
soon. Get your resumes together, people.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh no.
Real quick, so Toledo is bringing back red light cameras again. They're making another appearance. Toledo keeps trying to force these fucking red light cameras on us, and then the justice system continues to knock them down as unconstitutional, and they keep fucking bringing them back. I'm so tired of these red light cameras. It's a money grab, and especially in a pandemic time to even be. That's what you're thinking about. That's your big worry it's
literally only about revenue. It's not about enforcement or anything.
No,
agreed. Yeah.
It's infuriating that that's what they're gonna start to put back on us again. These red light cameras. It's just unbelievable that they keep trying to do this. And the other one is parking downtown. Now they've taken away lunch parking. In a pandemic, you see a free lunch parking downtown. They've taken that away from you. It's just. I don't know.
That's going to kill downtown businesses. It's going to kill them. Like that's the reason they did that is because it was causing problems for our downtown businesses. And now in the middle of a pandemic when they're already struggling because that's one of the biggest places that's struggling right now because a lot of people are working from home. So they don't have the people. And now you're going to take away the little bit that they have. It was a really stupid move.
I just read that article, and there is one very important difference between the past and now with those cameras. They're going to allow you to appeal through court rather than conference room B.
Who has time for that shit?
Attorney. No one's going to.
You get due process.
That was the first argument was, hey, we had no due process. But honestly, at Andrew's 100% correct. This has nothing to do with enforcement. This has nothing to do with safety. This has everything to do with
financial, just
grabbing money from people out of their pockets. And as much as like, this is the thing, it's literally, it's like when they increase taxes on people who smoke or they raise the prices on liquor. It's those people who will pay it because they smoke and they drink. People speed. People are going to speed and they know that they're easy prey. And now all of a sudden they're like, well, this is an easy thing. And it's horrible. You're absolutely correct. It is absolutely correct to say that, you're not looking out for the citizenry of this city when you push things like that.
Although I will say, if you get a speeding ticket from those cameras on Anthony Wayne Trail that have been there for like 20 years and they're there, you deserve that ticket. But you had plenty of time to slow down.
There's times where
people still slow down. Those cameras don't work. People still slow down. All you really have to do is just put the damn cameras up.
There are times where I've just zoned out, and I swear to God, I've gone past that stupid right in front of the zoo, and I'm like, God, I hope I wasn't speeding. And I'm like, I know those cameras are there. They've been there since the beginning of time. Those are the most infuriating to get a thing from. But the other thing about the downtown parking, it's not even that it's $1 or whatever. It's just more of it's the pain in the ass, and it's the thought of us paying for parking. Like, why am I going to go to a restaurant or something where I have to pay for parking when I can go somewhere else for free and travel a smaller amount of time? The whole parking thing is just I don't understand paying for parking when you're trying to revitalize your downtown. I've never understood that.
They're still trying to make everything look like they're doing everything as normal. Right. Everything, we're still doing city business. We know this is a pandemic, but things still need to be voted on. We still need to talk about stuff. So we move on as a city council. We want you to see that that's what good leadership does.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Right. I'm so shocked that we have 12 members of council.
It's right. All right, that's all the time we got, you guys. So for Demetrius, Nicodemus, he says outside Gina, Chris Tiefel, for Ashley P, I'm Andrew Z. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Listening. We'll see you Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye.